For my 40th birthday party, I wanted to make handmade party favors that people could take home, something that I made. So I started down the path of making these ceramic fortune cookies. They're really easy to make, but if I did it again, I would use a different clay body instead of the porcelain that I used. To make these fortune cookies, I first just rolled out a slab to cut circles out of. I used my slab roller and rolled it out pretty thin. You want it thin enough so that it looks like a wafer cookie, but thick enough so that it can retain its shape and stay strong when folded. I used a circular cookie cutter about 4 inches in diameter to make all the rounds. They remind me of wonton skins for making dumplings. I think cleaning edges as you go is always helpful, so I just used my finger and a sponge to clean up the edges and then got to folding, which was the easiest part really. First you fold the round disc in half, making sure to not press on the crease but rather leave the fold pretty loose. Then you take the two ends of the loosely folded crease and bring them together without bringing them completely together to touch. I think using the edge of a bowl or throwing wheel or something else is helpful to start the fold and get the crease where you want it, because without something to fold against and start the crease, it makes getting the crease at the midpoint pretty difficult. After folding twice, I just cleaned up all the edges a little bit more with a sponge. I didn't include real fortunes in these, in part because you can't stuff the cookie with the fortune before firing it in the kiln because it would just burn out, and even if you stuff the cookie after the fact, it would be hard to get it out without breaking the ceramic piece open, so if you want a message in it, maybe keep it on the outside or just get a real fortune cookie. I actually ended up not using these for my birthday party. I opted instead to make ramekins as party favors filled with cookies that my mom made off of my grandma's cookie recipe. The ramekins I thought would be a little bit more practical, that people would actually use and enjoy when they got home instead of the fortune cookies, which I'm not sure what people would do with, so now I'm left with a bunch of fortune cookies that I don't know what to do with. Anyway, since I ended up keeping all of them, I tried glazing them different ways, some with no glaze, some half glazed, some with gold luster. I think I like the ones that are glazed on one side only the most, just plain white. Another thing I would say about this is that the porcelain that I used cracked a lot at the fold point, which is just a problem with porcelain generally. So if you try this, you may want to use clay that has more grog in it or something that is less prone to cracking. Any kind of clay that is used more for sculpture would be better. All in all, these were really fun to make and really simple. It's something that might be a good activity for young children too. Now if I can just figure out what to do with all of these.